Hello everyone. I hope you're doing okay. Today is my birthday and I am doing a live in English. So wherever you are, join me. It'll start. So today, I'm doing the live in English and I'll talk about what you need to know before you join the military. Please put your question below. If you have any questions, type them below and I'll answer them. As usual, give me a couple minutes just to share it, and then I'll start. It's not gonna be too long today because I'm just gonna do a little presentation. But if you have any questions, just ask them and I will answer them. But I'm not gonna be very long today. Um, Hello, hi. I'm seeing some people are connected. Who is here? Let me know who is here. I'm just gonna take some minute to share it and we can start. Gonna take a minute to share it and we can start. How are you guys? Today's my birthday. Wish me happy birthday. Oh, hi, the chosen one. But we have a bunch of questions. That's fine. That's fine. Today's very exceptional because it's my birthday, so I'll be speaking in English. Thank you for joining the chosen one. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, you can still ask your questions. That's totally fine. You can still ask your questions. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I usually take the five first minute just to share. Um, okay, I think we are ready. I think we are ready, and I think I'll be by myself today as well. Um, I'm not sure yet who's gonna be joining, but yeah. Okay. How are you, the chosen one? It's been long. Today's gonna be very, very fast. I'm just gonna talk about what I'm gonna talk about and get out of your way. Okay. I'm doing good, thank you. I'm doing very good. Thanks. All right, so I'm gonna start. I think I did. Oh, I have to go on TikTok. Sorry, guys. I have to go live on TikTok too. There we go. We are ready. So I am going to start. Like I said, today I'm gonna be talking about what you need to know before before you can join the military. So I did a little slide, so I'm just gonna go over it. If you have any questions, just let me know. Oh, but before I start, some of the points that I want to mention here is that when you're joining the military, it's not just a job; it's a commitment to the service. It's a duty to the country. Like it's a potential sacrifice because yes, it has all the benefit, it has all the fun stuff, but also we know that the purpose of a military in a country is to protect the country against any attacks, any foreign attacks. So you have to be prepared for that. It's a potential sacrifice that you will do for the country that you are servicing. So it involves a lot of significant lifestyle changes, and it also demands a lot of physical efforts. Well, ask me a question about the physical part because I know when people hear about physical effort, they're like, oh, so we have to do this. We have no. I'm a very skinny, petite person, but I'm in the military, so it depends. And you also have to be very mental, like tough, because it's very mental demanding as well. And even before you can join, you have to do your own research, and do a self reflection about the decision that you're gonna make. Hi, welcome people. So I'm just gonna give you like an overview of the key that you need to consider before you join the military. So self reflections, what is it? Why do you want to serve? Those are the questions that you need to ask yourself before you can even join. Like I said, as an immigrant, we think mostly about the benefit. We don't think about the sacrifice that comes with it. So those are the questions that you have to ask yourself. Why do you want to serve? You have to reflect on those questions. Like you have to assess your reason of wanting to join. And is it because of the benefit? Is this because you want to serve the country? Is it because of job security? Is it because of the education benefits? All of that. You have to ask your question why you are joining. And also, the military offers very diverse career path and skill development. So you have to also do your research about what you want to focus on, because being in the military can also help you create a career path for yourself or have a skill development for yourself. So you have to think about that too. And also, if you have any questions, even in French, just ask it. I'm gonna answer it, but I have to go through this slides so that because I really don't want the live to be long today. But ask your questions below. I will see it and I'll answer it. Okay. So, like I said, you have to ask your question about what career opportunity you want to pursue. You have to, and these are the things that you have to think about first before you even commit to it. You have to think about the long term, not just the benefit of it. You have to think about the long term, the opportunities that you may have. It does have educational benefits. You have job securities benefits. You have also some travel and some personal growth and discipline. Let's talk about the discipline part because we know that the military instill a lot of discipline, leadership skills, which is great even in the civilian world, a lot of resilience, and it comes with a big training, like a very, very big training, and you have to be able and flexible, be open to learn. You have to be somebody who is teachable, who follow rules, because in the military you have to follow rules. It is good or bad. You have to follow rules, but they also teach you about leadership skills, which is good. And then you have to be honest in the military. You really have to be honest. It's very important. So in if in your life you usually is a person who is not an honest person, you will have a lot of difficulty being in the military. It's, I mean, it's something that you can change, but it's gonna be at your benefit if you're an honest person. You have to understand what your motivations are and what would influence your experience and satisfactions. So now talking, I don't want to go too much about the different branches. I am in the Air Force, but I don't want to go too much in detail regarding the branches. I'm just gonna list all the five branches that are out there. Now you have to do your research, or maybe in another live we can go in detail about the difference between all those branches. But we have the army. The main purpose of the army is a land-based warfare. You have diverse role from infantry to aviation, known for ground operations. We have the navy, which is a sea-based operations, naval combat, maritime security is focused on ships, submarines, and aircraft carrier. And then we have the Air Force, which focus on air and space power, aviation, technology, and support roles. And they also have emphasis on air superiority and technological advancement, which is a little bit of what I do. And then we also have the Marine Corps, which focus on fighting forces, land and sea operations. And it also have a rapid deployment. And oh, it also known for his combat focus. It focus a lot on combat. Hi, you guys. Thank you for joining. We also have the Coast Guard. The Coast Guard focus on the maritime safety, security, and stewardship. It focus on domestic waters and law enforcement. That's the Coast Guard. Now, the different, the different, the key difference to consider here, we have the primary mission. Each branch have a primary mission, which is different from each other. Even though at the end of the day they communicate to each other, but they have a primary mission that they have. They have culture and value. They have a different culture and value that they share. Like they have in the military, they have we have what we call core value, like a shared core value that we share in the military. Like, and each branches have his like unique culture and tradition, so it's very different. I mean, we have some similarities, but we each branches also have their core value. And then we have job opportunities. Every branches have like different code for jobs and or different names for jobs. Some of them are similar depending on the mission, but different branches offer different career field and specialization depending on what you want to do. And then we also have deployment tempo. This is like the each branches have the frequency and the duration of the deployment. It vary depending on the branches. So it's not the same at all. So if you're somebody who like to deploy all the time, it depends. You can do your research and see what branch does a lot of deployment. And then we have the training style. That's why we don't train in the same environment, because the training style is different, and also it depends on the mission of the branch. So the training also depend on the mission of the branch. Um so now the other thing that I want to talk about is your commitment to serve. So like I said earlier, you have to think about why you want to join, the purpose, your why you want to join, and then from there you have to commit to it. So now, depending, there are a lot of requirement depending on how you want to join. If you want to join as an enlisted or as an officer, we can talk about all that, later. But I just want to give a basic fact or a review about the military. I don't want to go in depth today, but if you have any questions, specific questions that you want me to answer, please let me know. Um, the uniform. Um, the uniform. I mean, is we have a same tone of uniform. The thong is the same, but the color might differ just to differentiate from the branches. The color, if you're somebody who wants to join the military based on the color of a branch, you know, go choose your color. But the tone of the uniform is basically the same thing. The relocation frequency. Now, this really depends if you're active duty or reserve or national guard. Active duty people, I think they relocate very often because they have to move very often to go to different, because this is your full-time job. And then they can be transferred, or they can be relocated in different bases. Hi. Hi, I'm doing well. How are you? Control oriented. Thank you. Hmm. Hi, Mahid. You know my name. That's mean you know me personally. How are you? I'm doing good, thank you. Um, thank you for liking. Please, if you have any questions, just let me know. Let me know if you have any questions. Even in French, I'll answer to your question. Thank you for liking. Thank you. Okay. All right. I was like, you know my first name. That's me. You must be somebody that I know or something. But okay, that's fine. Cause that's not my TikTok name. That's why I was like, But okay. Now the next slide talk about your physical and your mental readiness. Um. So what I wrote here is, are you ready for a challenge? Because the training, trust me, the physical and the mental training, it's not easy. It's not an easy process for nobody, and it's not intended like. And they will tell you it's not intended to be easy, because it's a modify real life war situation. So they're putting you in a simulated, war environment. How are you gonna be physically and mentally ready to go to war, to fight, to do all those kind of stuff? So the purpose of the training is not to make you comfortable, it's to make you very uncomfortable. So don't take it personally. However you're treating there, don't take it personally. Take it as a training, take it as a mental training, take it as a physical training, because it will build your mental, it will build your physical. At the end of the training, your mental will be shift or change, your physical will be changed if you put the effort. This is if you put the effort. That's why I said, are you ready for the challenge? Because this is a challenge. And then it involves like strict rules, regulation, and limitation on personal freedom. For people who love freedom a lot, like it will limit your freedom. For people who always have, thank you so much, Mandasa. I appreciate you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. It really messed up with your mental. It really messed up with your personal freedom, because there are a lot of people who go in there who are already in a certain age, and then they have a certain freedom. There are people who are like CEOs somewhere, where they are respected, but when you go to a military training, you are humbled. Your personal freedom is limited. You have a lot of strict rules, a lot of regulation that you have to follow, and you must follow. It's it's not the pick and choose. You must follow. So the basic training is physically demanding. First of all, it's physically demanding. It's mentally demanding. For the physical fitness test, each branch has like specific fitness standard for entry, and also after that, you know like I just did my PT, my physical fitness test last week on the 31st. So every year you have to do that. Just they just want to make sure that you're still capable, physically fit to um sorry, I'm having calls. But and then we also have medical requirement. They have strict medical requirement um that must be met. You can be disqualifying for if they find certain condition in your body, if they find certain medical condition. Be honest, you have to be honest about your medical history. If you have, for example, us as an African, when we come here, we have uh the TB, the how do they call it? They have like the TB test, and it's always positive. That's why they always have to do like an X-ray just to make sure that it's actually, you actually don't have it. But they do all of that. It's so deep. The medical requirement is very strict. It's very strict because they don't want to take somebody who have a medical issue to go there because somebody with missing tooth can still chew. That's a good question, Mandasa. But I'm not sure. I'll find out for you. I've never had, I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. Right? I don't know, but I'll find out for you. I don't know. I've never had that, but I've never seen that. But I would definitely ask that for you. I would definitely find out about that. Um, so you have to start improving your physical fitness before you even contact your recruiter. You have to improve your physical fitness before you even start. You do have to prepare for it. You have to physically prepare for it. You have to mentally prepare for it. You have to focus on cardiovascular endurance because there's a lot of cardio that you have to work on. You have to focus on strength. That was my the strength. I'm not too strong, so I you have that's what I'm talking about. You have to focus on your cardiovascular exercises. You have to focus on strength. You have to focus on flexibilities. You have to do like push-ups. The exercise that we test on are push-ups, sit-ups, and run. And I'm so bad at running. I'm glad now they have this kind of running that they call the hammer. They just even that one is not that easy, but um man, I was so bad at it. But you can focus on the cardiovascular endurance, you can focus on the strength, and then you can focus on the flexibility. Um, Not really, no. Not really. I didn't. Well, I went on range shooting sometimes, but it's not really learning. It's just like, I went there for fun before I even joined the military. But you don't you don't need to go you don't need to know how to shoot a gun before you go to basic training. No, you don't need to. I even fell at the gun at basic training. I fell actually, but I will talk about it later. And then you have to be mentally prepared because the military life can be stressful and challenging. And again, it's especially for I want to say it's more challenging for young people because when I was there was a lot of young people, like young kids that just came out of high school and then the life is different and then they come in this strict environment. It was very challenging for them, but it's just to build your mental. So and then the discipline and obedience. You have to follow orders. You must follow orders. It's a must and adhere to the regulation. It's very crucial. It's very crucial. You have to work as a team because that's even the main goal. That's why they're building you guys. So you have to follow orders and to regulations and everything. And then you have to adapt and you have to be very resilient. You have to no. No, control oriente. No, I don't. No, no, I don't think so. No, No. Huh. I'm coming to that, Mambasa. I'm coming to that because so the military is a team oriented environment. You must be able to effectively work with others. Like it's a must. Like I said, it's a must. You must be able to work with people. It's it's a total must. You must be able to work with people because it's a big failure if you don't know how to work as a team. It's a big failure. And then you also have separation from family and friends. When people deploy and they move frequently, it can lead to like extended periods of being away from your loved ones and stuff like that. So that is challenging as well. Coming to your question, being someone who snore may be a disqualification factor in order to join. It's not. It's not, but it's annoying. It's annoying to be in the room with people who snore. It's annoying. It is because you guys have a time limit to sleep. And if you are next to somebody who is snoring and you can't sleep while somebody is snoring, it's annoying. It is annoying. It's not a disqualification criteria, no, but oh man, I it gives me headache. I can't. But it's not a disqualification. But honesty is key. So attempting to hide medical condition or misrepresent your ability can have very serious consequences. So you have to be honest about your medical. uh, I will use pillow at this time. Well, for people that pillows help, please, like, it is annoying. Like, I used to have to go to sleep early so that I can fall asleep early before other people who snore can come to sleep. It is bad memory. I have bad memories, worse memories, because I can't sleep when somebody's snoring next to me. I can't. Like, I will completely lose my sleep. And I need to sleep to be able to wake up early in the morning and go by my day. But it is annoying. So you have to so now I want to talk about a lady who small. What? What? No way. No. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Nah. I don't know how you do it, but nah. Mm-mm. I can't. I can't. Uh so navigating the recruitment process. So you have to contact the here. I remember the last time when we were having the conversation with one of my friend who is in the army in Canada. The recruitment process is a little bit different from Canada to here, but I'm talking about the United States. You have to contact a recruiter, your first point of contact information, and somebody who's gonna give you guidance. You need to be prepared with questions before you go to a recruiter. You need to be prepared with questions. You need to be prepared with questions. You need to have questions to ask to your recruiters. So, um questions about your job, questions about your station, questions about the time that you can do, questions about all kind of questions that you can think about. Go to your recruiter prepared. Don't just go there and say, "Oh, I'm coming because I want to join the military." No, I'm coming because I want. I mean, and then here, one thing that I have to mention is that here in the United States, we have active duty and reserve and national guard recruiters. They are very different recruiters. So before you even go there, you have to know which branch you want to join. You have to know um what component you want to join. Is it active duty? Is it reserve? Is it national guard? So before you even get to a recruiter, you have to know that because we have specific recruiter for all those specifics. So you can't just go to any recruiters to anything. You have to know what you want before you even contact your recruiter. So question about your jobs or in general, do your research. Do the research about the job that you want. This is what I would recommend. Do the research about the job that you want. Now, when you get there, ask your recruiter, what are my options, so that the recruiter can lay all the options that you have in front of you, and then you can make like a final decision. But at least have something in mind of something that you want to do in mind. Don't just go there like blinded. Have something in mind, and then ask your recruiter, what are my options, my other options, and then from there you can choose whatever you want to do. So, and then we also have the initial interview and information gathering. This is with the recruiter. So the recruiter will ask you some questions about your health or your background. They will gather all the questions about your education. So they will assess all your eligibility and discuss your interests. So now, when I say discuss your interests, it means the recruiter will ask you, what would you like to know? You have to get there ready, knowing what you want to do, where you want to go. Like, exactly, you have to tell the recruiter what you want to do. And then after you tell them what you want to do, you ask them, what are my options? What are my other options? Be open minded to other options, but you have to get there ready. And also, after that, after the initial interview, and then your recruiter gather all those informations, you have the ASVAB. The ASVAB is the Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery. It's an exam that you have to take before you join the military. For any branches that you want to join, you have to take that test. And um I saw this somewhere. It says that it's a standardized test that determine your aptitude for different military occupation. So you have to study and be prepared. You have to study for the ASVAB, because it's better to have a good grade and have many other options than to not have a good grade and have limited options. Because more your grade is higher, more you have options. But when you have lower grade, you also have lower options. So it's maxed out for your grade. Um After the ASVAB, depending on your grades, when you take your ASVAB, you have your grade and everything, you come back to your recruiter. Usually they send your result directly to your recruiter. So you have another appointment with your recruiter. Your recruiter will tell you, okay, this is the score that you have. With this score, depending on what you want to do. This is the conversation that I had with my recruiter. She told me that this you have a good score. Now, these are your options. You have so many options. What do you want to do? So I told her that let's cut out the options, because I want to, in my civilian job, I do IT. I am in the IT field. I was like, I want to have my options in that field, in the IT field. So let's cut on, because I had security forces, I had services, I had so many options. But I told my recruiter, I was like, okay, let's forget about all those other options and focus only on the jobs in the IT field job. From there, I'll choose, what job can fit with my experience or my personality. So that's what we did. We cut off all the other jobs, and then we focus on everything. So from there, now she was like, okay, IT field, this is the job. There's arms, there's tech, there's cyber, there's com, there's this. She was like, and then I was like, okay, give me some time. I told her, give me some time. I'll go and research all those jobs and see which one fits me well. So the one that I chose is the one that I went there. I saw the job description. I saw what the requirements are. And I chose the one that. Thank you. Thank you, Mandasa. Thank you so much. So I went in there, and I choose the job that was more fitting with my civilian job, because I didn't want to have a lot of headaches. So I chose a job that was more fitted with my civilian job. And I do basically almost the same thing. It's just that civilian and military. There's a difference, but at least I choose something that is more close to my civilian job. So now, like I say, based on your ASVAB score, your qualification, and the needs of the military. Oh, also, yeah. I need to mention this. So after that, she was like, "Oh, your job, the job that you choose, is very demanding. It's very demanded. So there's not a lot of openings. There's a lot of people who are like really want that job. So there's not a lot of opening." She was like, the base, because I wanted to go at in a base that's close to my home base, or my hometown. So she had to have when you choose a job and to have an opening. What am I gonna say? Like, you choose your job and you choose the base that you want to go to. And again, this is for reserve and national guard, because if you're active duty, you don't choose the base that you want to go to. This is only for reserve and national guard, because if you're active duty, you don't choose. Thank you Manbasa, I appreciate it. So I'm talking about reservists now for the base that, so you have to choose the base that you want to go to. The base that I choose, they were not opening my job. They were not an opening for my job there. So she was like, okay, now you have other options. You can either go at a base where there is an opening, or you can wait until there's an opening at the base that you want to go. So those are the options that I had. I can either go in a base that's a little far from my house, or I can wait until there's an opening at the base that's close to my house where I want to go. I told her I don't mind going a little far as long as I have the job that I want to do. Because you don't know how long you're gonna wait until there's gonna be an opening. I was like, I'm not gonna wait. I'll go to that base. It's not that far. I mean, it's 5 hours from my house, but that's fine. I was like, okay, I'll go to that base, and then I might transfer later, maybe. But that's how I was able to get the job that I wanted, even if it wasn't at the base that I wanted. But that was fine. That's how I got to choose my job and the base. So after that, they have to send you to the medical examination, which is called the MEPS. They have to send you there. Um, they give you a comprehensive physical and mental health evaluation. Again, be truthful about your medical. Be honest about your medical, because they will find out eventually. They will find out eventually, whatever, because it's a thorough and deep medical examination that they do, from your head to your toe, from your hair to your toe. So you have to be honest about any past history, any mental health issue, any kind of medical issue that you have. It's better for you to be truthful and honest and transparent about it than for them to find out, because they will eventually find that. So you know it will be easier for you to just be honest about it. So after that, so you have different options here. The first option, if they find out that you have a disqualifying medical problem, you will be disqualified eventually, because there are certain medical issue that the military do not allow. So if they find out that you have that, like HRV, sickle cells, heart issue, and stuff like that, they will not allow you to join. They will not allow you to join the military. They will just disqualify you, or they and then there's also some condition where they can put you on waiver. They'll tell you, okay, we're gonna put you on waiver, like blood pressure and diabetes. They'll put you on waiver, and then you go and get treatment. When you get treatment and you're completely free and treated and everything, you can come back and join again. But there are some disqualifying, like heart issues, some chronic issues, that they will tell you that they cannot take you because of your, chronic issues. So that's the first option. The second option is you can go there. Okay, I'm gonna talk about my case because I had an issue. It wasn't disqualifying, but I had a heart issue. They found out that I have a heart murmur. They have to send me to a cardiologist to find out if I'm qualified, if it's an issue that will not allow me to, to go, or that would disqualify me because it was a problem with my heart. So I mean, it's not a problem anymore because when I went to the cardiologist, he was like, maybe they didn't do the test very well, but I didn't have that. I actually didn't have any issue with my heart. That's why I was able to be qualified to go. But at the meds, they told me that I had a heart murmur, and then they have to send me to the cardiologist. So that's why I was like, so they will find out whatever you are hiding. They will find out even the little things. They will find out and make sure that you go to the specialist to confirm, so that the specialist can confirm that you are clear to to go. So after the meds, after the medical examination, they have to do a background check. They have to do a background check, a very thorough investigation into your personal history. If you have a criminal history, if you have like drug issues, if you have been to jail, like all those criminal history, you have they are doing a background check to everybody. Everybody have a background check. And now they also have there are certain jobs that require clearance, like my job require clearance. If your job require clearance, they will put you into a clearance check as well. um what else? After all that is done, so this is like the easiest way when you do everything smoothly without any issue. These are the steps that you need to take. Like these are the steps, step to step process that you have to take to be able to join. So after that, after the background check is done, after you have your job, after you did the maps, the ASAP, everything is good, you have to swear in. You have to take an oath. You have to take an oath. Um In order to join the military, a candidate has to pass the security clearance. What are the red flags? The red flags for security clearance. Huh, that's a good question. The red flag usually are criminal records, or because for people who are not from here, like us, like for example, if you're from Cameroon, they will do, especially if you need a secret clearance, they will do a background from your home country till, so they're just looking for like criminal records, or if you have been in contact with terrorists, if you have done something that is not, or if you have filed for bankruptcy as well. That's very important. If you are filed for bankruptcy as well. So that's mostly what they're looking for, like criminal records. How long does it take to get a secret clearance? Um, it takes some time. Before I joined, I already had a security clearance because of my civilian job. The job that I was doing require secret clearance. So mine, I didn't really had to do it when I was joining the military because I already had a secret clearance. But when I was in the training with some people, their secret clearance was still going through. So it's about 4 months. But it have to be done before you end the training. So I would say probably 4 months, 4 to 5 months. It have to be end before you get out of the training for sure. Because you have to have your clearance before you can start using government equipment or anything like that. So after all that, now you have to take the oath. It depend on the level of clearance that you need. If you need a polygraph clearance, of course, yeah, you need to have that. You need to have a polygraph test. But if your job does not require a top secret clearance, you don't need that. So it depends on the type of clearance that you will need. Uh, the oath is a formal commitment to serve your country. Understand the significance of this oath. So the oath is like your contract. The oath is your contract with the government. You know, the oath when you swear in is just like when you become citizen and then you have to take an oath, and you do the same thing before you join the military. You swear in, you take an oath, you it's a contract between you, and you have to abide by that. You must abide by that. There's no other way around. You have to abide by that. So after that, after taking the oaths, that's mostly the final step with the recruiter. They have to prepare you now to ship to basic training. You have to prepare you means they have to give you all the documentation that you need. They have to make sure that your flight is ready. They have to make sure that you're ready. And then when I was talking about the mental and the physical preparation part, that's on you. That's not on your recruiter. This is something that you have to prepare in advance by yourself. Nobody's there to, push you to do it. You have to prepare by yourself those ones. Every other things like the maps, the background, all that, your recruiter and will help you with all the documentation on how to do that. Um, Will they only consider U.S. residency or Cameroonian will be included as well? What do you mean? What do you mean by only consider U.S. residency? I don't understand your question. Mambasa, I don't understand your question. The test above. Oh, you mean for the security, for the clearance? Well, for the, there's a different level of clearance. There's public trust, confidential, secret, top secret, and poly. So now for the public trust and confidential, they don't need to go that far. It's just like a deep background check. But if for the secret and the top secret, they will go to, if you're from Cameroon, they will go to your foreign, to your, how do they call that, to your country of birth. Secret and top, yes. Secret and top, they will go to your country of birth, and they will do all those background checks. Yeah, they will definitely do that. They did that to me. They went to Cameroon. Yeah. I mean, they have people there, like Interpol, and they have people there. So yeah. Uh, no, they don't go there. Like they have people who work for the government. How do they call it? Like Interpol. You know Interpol, right? Yeah, they communicate. Like they have American Interpol. Yeah, people like that. So they have their people there that do that. They communicate with them. So the other step that I put here is talk to people who have served. Um, Learning from the veteran. If you have people around you who have already been, who have served or who are still serving, talk to them. Just to have their experience, just to have a little bit of background or knowledge about where you're going into. Let them share their experience. Your experience might not be the same as theirs, but just to have an understanding about where you're going and stuff like that. Just ask them questions. Be curious about what is it about. What are their experience? What do they like there? What they didn't like there? Just to share your perspectives and stuff like that. So ask them questions. So talk to the veteran from different branches, rank, and career field. Ask honest questions. This is what I wrote. Ask honest questions. Inquire about their experience, their challenges, their rewards, and advice. Listen actively. pay attention to both the positive and the negative aspect of your service. Consider online community as well, forums and social media groups, because I watched a lot of YouTube videos before I went to basic. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I watched a lot of YouTube videos before I joined. Um, how long the process to join takes from application submission to the auth? Um, Mine took, and this is just because I had, like I said previously, they found out that I had a hard murmur, and then I have to go to the cardiologist. Only that one took about 1 2 months, only that period. But if you're good to go, like if you don't have any issue, it would take maximum 2 months. Mine took like 4 months just because I had to go to the cardiologist, and to have an appointment with the cardiologist took a long time because I took the maps in November, and then that's when they found out that I had a heart murmur, and I had an appointment with the cardiologist in February. So after that, after the cardiologist cleared me, I took the oath in March, 1st March. So the process is very quick. If I didn't have that issue with the cardiologist and whatever, I would have gone like January. So the process is very, very, very speedy. Can you describe how residency periods of green card, like we have to spend 6 months continuously? I don't think still this question. Can you describe about residency period of green card? Like we have to spend 6 months continuously. 6 months continuously wait. So if you're a green card holder joining the military, the preparation process and application is the same. It's the same process. You have the same process. You take the ASVAB, you take the maps, you choose your job and all that, and you take the oaths. Now you go in there and you have to study for your citizenship as well, because when you are going there with a green card, you will come out with a citizenship. That's one of the benefits of the military. If you go in there as a green card holder, you will come out as a citizenship, because they will grant you a citizenship before you even enter your training. I don't know if that answer your question. I don't know if that's the question that you asked, but if not, can you rephrase your question, please? Describe. Um, do you have some social media links that you could recommend, please? There's depending on the branch that you want to choose on YouTube. You can just go on YouTube and type army preparation for MEPS for BMT, or you can type Air Force preparation for BMT. So you can just type it on YouTube though. And then for the ASVAB, there's an app that my recruiter gave me. It helped me a lot to prepare for the ASVAB. It's called ASVAB preparation. It's just ASVAB preparation, and then you can find it on Google app or Apple app or something like that. But YouTube is the best that I will recommend. So fast, so fast in the US. In Canada, from 6 months to 2 years. Oh, really? For what? For the citizenship? For the citizenship, Manbasa? Is that what you're talking about? I said I was not going to take on it. For now, what does it take to join? That's what I've been talking about since I started this live. as Soncha Fidelis, that's what I've been talking about. What you need to, how you need to prepare to join. That's what I've been talking about since I started this live. Go to my YouTube channel and then you can watch it from the beginning. Go to my YouTube channel. The link is on my bio. To join the army. Oh yeah, yeah. It's very fast here. The process is very fast, really. It's very fast. 6 months to 2 years just to join? No. Yeah, the process is very fast here. So let's continue. Learning from veterans. I talked about that already. Like I said, right? I mean, we have a lot to learn from each other, for sure. We have a lot to learn from each other, and I'm sure they do already because they're very close neighbor. I'm sure they do already. Um, like I was saying about, you have to ask questions from people who already joined or people who are still in the military or veterans or people like that. You need to ask questions, and also you have to remember that one person experience may not be your experience. So while you're asking questions, don't take it personally. Don't take it personally because your experience might not be yours. So keep that in mind. So now the other steps is consider the impact on your family and relationship. So you have to have an open communication with your family. You have to discuss your decision with your family and loved ones. You have to address your concern and questions. That's why you have to ask a lot of questions to other people so that you can be able to answer your family questions. You know, you understand what I mean? Because when you are living, if you're somebody who's married or if you are leaving your parents behind, they will have a lot of questions. They will have a lot of questions. They will ask you how long it's going to take, how's the thing, and you have to answer those questions to peace them because they will be worried while you're gone. So you have to have an open communication with your family, with your loved ones. And then you have to, for people who are, have a family, married, have kids, you have, and you are deploying, this is like in the deploy condition, you have to have like a potential for separation. You have to, the deployment and training exercise can lead to extended period apart from your family. So you have to consider that as well. And you have to let your family know. You have to tell them that, the time might be extended just because of this. You have to communicate with your family. And then military family often relocate. This is mostly for active duty people, and which can impact spouse, career, and children's schooling. So this is for active duty people. They relocate a lot, and when you are relocating, if you are somebody who's married and have kids, you have to relocate with your family. And if your spouse have a career, they have to change career, maybe just to relocate with you. The children have to change school and all of that. So this is a communication that you have to have with your family. If you're a married person, you have to have this kind of communication with your spouse before you join. If they are okay with it, if you are joining as a active duty, you have to have this conversation with your spouse. For people who are married, you have to have this conversation with your spouse. Are they okay for you guys relocating all the time? Are they okay for them? And then the good thing about the military too is that they know that a family relocate, and this can cause some issue in the family. So they have job. They actually have in-base job for spouses when for spouses that they know that relocate a lot. So when you go in a base, all the employees, like civilian employee at the base, are mostly spouses or family member from the person who is serving in there, because especially for active duty, for people who move a lot. So that's something that is good too. That's a great advantage. It's better to have an inter-military relationship. Well, it depends. It depends on everybody preferences. That one, it really depends on everybody preferences. Oh yeah, about what? Contrarian thing. What's your question? Also, emotional tools. Military life can be stressful for family. Just like I was saying, understand the potential emotional impact. That's what I'm saying. You have to communicate with your family, especially for people who are married. You need to communicate with your spouse. You need to communicate. You have to have an open communication, like I said before, with your spouse. You need to communicate with them. They have to be able to understand what you are getting into, because this is, and then they have to be able to support you, because you need that support from your loved ones. You need that understanding from your loved one. They have to be able to be flexible to move with you, to have that emotional support. The support system is your family now, your extended family, your siblings, your parents, and all of that. You also have to communicate with them. You also have to let them know what is going on there, because again, military is a very risky life. It's a sacrifice that you're doing. So you have to be open minded and very communicate with your family about what you're doing. So the other step is understand the potential risk and sacrifice. Contrarium, they was talking about the job for military spouse. Yes, yes. Military spouses. And I found it out when I was in there. Um they work. This is for active duty member who travel a lot, and then they have to travel with your spouses. The military have a program for spouses to work, to give them, to offer them a job. So wherever your spouse is going, whatever base your spouse is, your spouse who is a military member is going, your other spouse who have to leave their job to follow you, the military will give them a job at the base that you guys are going. And then they have schooling for children. They have daycare. They have schooling at the base where you guys are going. So they make it very easy, which is good. But you have to be, you need to have a spouse who understand that and who's willing to like move with you all the time. So it's just an understanding thing. But for the opportunity they have a lot of opportunities out there for spouses. And then they have priority over other civilian, because these are civilian job that they will have at the base, and the spouses have priority over other civilian, which is good. I think it's very good for people who are married. I think it's a good benefit as well. uh Potential for combat. So you have to understand the potential risk and sacrifice. Depending on your role and deployment, you may face dangerous situation and the risks of injury or death. And this is another conversation that you need to have with your family. You have to prepare your family, because this is the military. Military, intel, war, combat zone and dangerous zone, risky zone, and your life is in danger all the time. All the time. When I say all the time, it's all the time. And this is something that your spouse need to have an understanding about this. Exactly, Mandasa. Yep, exactly. So, and your spouse need to understand this. Um, Physical and mental health challenges. Service member can take a toll on both physical and mental well-being, like PTSD, just like Manbasa said, like injuries, death can go to death. So long hours and demanding work. Um, Family military life often involve long and very unpredictable long hours of work. So you have to. It's very unpredictable. So you have to communicate that with your family as well. They have to know that you can work some long hours sometimes, long shifts sometimes. They have to understand that. And then also strict limited autonomy. This is something, I mean, everybody And then I think this, I just wrote these basic ones because I feel like this is a common one for every country that has a military. You know, you have limited autonomy, you have limited access, you have limited freedom because you're in constant training. You're in constant training of readiness or preparedness to you know to do something. You will operate within a strict chain of command and have limitation on personal decision. And they are very strict on chain of command. The military is very strict chain of command. They don't care about the age. They don't they don't care about whatever. You have to follow the chain of command. This is something that you must follow. They are very strict about it. The military operation and assignment can change very rapidly. Now, the other side is you have to make some informed decision before you join. You have to choose wisely. You have to choose wisely. And while you are in there, you have to serve proudly. You have to demark yourself. And this is always something that I say, especially for us immigrants. You have to demark yourself among other people. Because guess what? We come we come with accent, with our accent, we come with different language. We come with language barrier, we come with accent, we come with so many barriers. So to be able to get to where you're trying to get, you need to demark yourself. You need to demark yourself, and you need to do it proudly. That's why I always say serve proudly, choose wisely, and save and serve proudly. So joining the military is a profound decision with significant reward and challenges. Now, you have to have an honest self-assessment and have an open, exactly, even full time. Yeah. You have to have an open communication, which is very essential. You have to understand the commitment. You have to understand the commitment, the obligation, and potential risk or involvement. You really have to understand the risk. Don't only think about the benefit. You have to understand the risk too. You have to understand. You have to know that. Be, that's why before you even go on deployment, the commander call you. You have like a week session just to put everything in place because when you are going on deployment, you have to have the mentality that you might not come back. So you have to put everything in place. If you're somebody who's married, you have to prepare your family, you have to prepare your kids, you have to it's a must for you to do a will. They will require you to do a will before you go on deployment. You see how serious they will require for you to do a will, to write a will before you go on deployment. It's an obligation, it's a must for you to write a will before you go on deployment. So you have to be conscious of that. You have to be you have to know that there are potential risk. You might go and you might not come back. So you have to be aware of that. Don't just think about the benefit. You have to think about that too, because that's a reality. It exists. Yeah, yeah. It's a must. You don't do that, you don't deploy. It's a must. Yeah. Um Seek guidance from recruiters. Recruiters don't. After you're done with the recruiter don't really help anymore. Veterans and loved ones. I would say seek guidance from veterans and loved ones. Definitely. You have to make an informed decision that aligns with your value, goals, and capabilities. Well, maybe. You never know. Maybe. Maybe. Um, Let me know if you guys have any questions, please. Let me know if you have any questions. Because I'm done. I really want to be done for tonight. I really didn't intend to go that long, but let me know if you have any questions. It's already 1 hour and 10 minutes. I thought I was gonna do 45 minutes. What happened if you do not end a contract quick before, or you have a? I mean, you can, but you have a dishonorable discharge, and you will be pursued by law. Because they have the UCMG, the UCMG. It will pursue you, like the law, the military law. They will pursue you. You can even go to jail because it's a contract. You're breaking a contract. You're breaking a contract. So, yeah, you might get pursued for that. Mm, Mambasa, Operation Space Control. Oh, okay. Is that what you guys are doing? Uh, if you have any questions, let me know. It looks like you guys know each other, Mambasa and Kotoro Hianti. Mm, well, I'm very glad to have you on the live. You guys make it very entertaining, and I like that. Oh, okay. 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 So in conclusion, what I can say is you have to remember to use clear and concise language. I added it here because, of language barriers that we usually have. You have to incorporate visual, like images, charts, whatever you need to do to be able to communicate. You have to be prepared to answer questions honestly. You have to be prepared to answer questions honestly. So that's a little bit it. If you guys don't have any more questions, I will end the live here on YouTube because I don't really want it to go long here on YouTube, and I can stay here on TikTok with you guys. But I'll end the live here on YouTube. If you have any questions, shoot it my way. I will answer even after the live has ended. If you have any questions, send it my way and then I'll answer. Bye, y'all. I'm here. You can come to TikTok. I'll be here on TikTok. Chatting with Manbasa and Control Oriente. I'll be chatting with them. So come join us on TikTok. Bye, y'all. See y'all next time.